Welcome back to the No Culture for Old Men podcast. As always, Ben, James, and Lawrence here to discuss with you the hot tops, NFL and the NBA. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Dylan.
Hey, I got a dumb question. Is the I Am Athlete podcast, is that just Brandon Marshall now, or does he have a new crew now?
He has a new crew. They went through some money issues.
Is that what happened?
So now Channing Crowder and Fred Taylor have their own podcast with Ryan Clark called The Pivot or something like that.
Oh, with Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Which I watch. I don't watch I Am Athlete anymore.
So who's on I Am Athlete now? I saw it I kind of saw it yesterday. I didn't realize he was hosting.
I don't watch it anymore. So
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I was like, I know who this cat is, but it was like another football cat, and I'm like, I just don't remember.
I think LaShawn McCoy was supposed to be on there.
Maybe that's who it was. Shady.
Yeah, I don't care about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't picked it up. I caught the clip because they had Antonio Brown on there, and he talked about he want to go play for Lamar Jackson, and I'm like, bruh,
if they do
Lamar
that, that's the
can't
worst.
Lamar, do not do that to your career.
They cannot do that.
That's all I was saying. Hey, all right, y'all. Welcome to the No Culture for Old Men podcast. Welcome back. Don't forget to like, follow us, Instagram, YouTube, IG. Again, don't forget to do it. Hey, if you like the show, and also pass it along to a friend. Hey, let's kick it off with pop culture. Pop culture is a little light this week, but everyone's been talking about Power. If you saw the episode last week, where it's Diana, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Diana lost her mind and just took out the whole family in one dinner. Like, she took out everybody. She said, "You get some, you get some, you get some." And she took out the whole family in one dinner. So it was a very good episode, and of course, the following episode should be better. What was your episode, Tyrone?
So question, which dinner table exposure or rant was better? Why did I get married? or, or Power?
Oh, I'd say the Power rant was way better, dude. I'd take Diana's rant any day over that one. I mean, look, she called out her mama.
Anytime your mom say, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. So she got her mama. She got both her brothers. I mean, and she totally a daddy's girl. I mean, she took out her whole family. It was amazing.
She shot all of them?
She didn't shoot them.
No. Verbally.
She just told everybody's secrets.
She told all their secrets.
She was like, "I'm not the only one effing somebody I ain't supposed to be effing."
Exactly. So that's how she got her mama. And look, she brought up illegitimate children in the mix. She got that out there. She got lying out. She got stealing out. She got people's sexual preferences out. I mean, so she called out everybody at the table. Now, what's funny is this is all the same stuff that Tyreek told Mary's character,
the episode back, before, right?
Yeah, when they were sitting in the car. So it's just full circle that all this stuff came back to bite her, right? All the stuff she didn't know about, Diana knew about all of it too, and it came back to get
her. Yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious.
So at the end,
Mary's character in this is so boneheaded.
Who's?
Mary's character in this.
It was her character in Aunt Monet.
Anyway, she's just so boneheaded. I've never seen anybody.
There's learn from her mistakes.
There's a growing theme with the whole Power universe. The parents on Power suck.
And what, the children are smarter?
Well, no, the parents are like, they're not good parents.
They're not good parents. I think that's the point.
Like Ghost, we already know he tried to turn in his son. If you watch Kanan, you could tell his mother's a piece of, you know what? And then Monet is like encouraging her kids to sell drugs.
Well, so far, Kanan's mom is like the best role model so far.
That's
That's
terrible.
sad. I know.
If that's the case,
He's
that's
like the
really
best
bad.
so far. But they sprinkle in people who could be role models and they turn out to be bad.
Yeah, I'm saying there's no role models. There's no good people in this show.
No,
Right.
there's not. No. It's not a role model show. That's not what it's for.
But there's no innocent, even the people that you think are like, oh, they're good. There's no innocent people in power.
No, there's not. No. There's no innocence in power. No, not at all.
Which is weird because, like, if you think back on The Sopranos, they were terrible people also, but you got the feeling that they were
Good at their heart.
halfway decent parents.
Oh,
Right.
they were halfway decent parents.
You know, the family life was structured and kids were somewhat well behaved and not so much involved in the goings on of the family.
Hey, what about Tasha then? Tasha seems to be supportive at some point when she was on the show.
She taught her son how to cook crack.
Yeah, she did. But
When
did
he had
she
the
actually?
when he had the kilo of coke and he put it on the table, and she was like, "I'm gonna
You
teach
talking
you the
about
game."
Kanan or you talking about Tyreek?
Oh, Tariq, when they had the apartment, when his mom
Oh,
found
because she
the
needed that
apartment,
money.
Yeah.
I
and she was
remember.
like, "You can run the drug money through my daycare."
True. Well, that's how she started off with Ghost, so she knew how to work it. All right. So no, there's no good role models in this show. But I think that the key to the show is drama, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
So
I love it. I'm here for it. But
yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
before we get off pop culture, are you guys going to watch the Bill Cosby documentary on January the 30th?
W. Kamal Bell has it coming out on Showtime, I believe. Right?
Yep, Showtime, January 30th.
It's January 30th. Yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know if I'll watch it that day, but I will watch it.
I don't know if I want to watch it.
I do. I really don't care about it. I mean, I think I know everything I need to know, but I'll watch it.
I don't need to be convinced, so I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I already know what this man did, what he is. So, at least in my opinion. So, I don't really need someone to tell me. I think the point of the show is it's for the culture. It's like how does that how does the culture react to it? How did he disappoint or not disappoint the culture? I think that's really what it's going to be about. But I don't need someone to tell me that. I already know. So it should be interesting.
Yeah.
They were replaying Blue Caprice yesterday. You know what Blue Caprice is?
No.
It's the story of the DC sniper.
Oh.
Isaiah Washington. I forgot he was in that, and he directed that, and I think he wrote it too. And young Leroy Malvo. I didn't realize if any of that is true. I did not realize how much he terrorized that young cat.
Yeah, I mean, he put that dude through hell.
Yeah, he terrorized that kid, man, and turned him into a killer. Basically, it's pretty. That joint was pretty depressing watching it. I forgot what that movie was like because I hadn't seen it probably in like 10 years, and I was like, wow, that joint was serious. Nevertheless, hey, let's move on to political actions. We're in the DC market, so the big story right now here is that Chief Justice Breyer has decided to retire after 27 years on the Supreme Court. He will sit through the next term, but he announces his retirement in time for President Biden to announce a replacement. And they're looking on the track of getting this person installed within 30 days, just like they did for Amy Coney Bryant. The good news here is that President, hey, he gets to pick who he wants. We don't have to worry about the Senate changing hands. And secondly, he's going to stick to his promise of choosing a Black woman to be the next Supreme Court justice, the first in American history. Any feedback or thoughts on that, guy?
I'm wondering if it actually is going to get done. He might pick one of these very qualified sisters. Was Leandra Kruger?
Yeah, out of California.
Yeah, out of California.
Hmm. We got Brown Jackson out of DC.
Sherlyn
He's on the
Eiffel,
DC
maybe.
circuit. Sarah Eiffel.
Um, so any of these people, to me, I think are good candidates. My thing is the Democrats are terrible at stuff like this. They don't ram anything through nothing, especially because we're dealing with it's Mitch McConnell versus
Schumer.
Schumer, and Schumer don't Schumer don't have the cojones to um go against that old dude. He just doesn't. So I don't know. I'm real concerned
If
about
they
it.
cannot get this through, there's bigger problems than that. That hasn't even crossed my mind that they can't get it through. I mean, you need a simple majority. 5150 gets you done. That's the carve out they did on this filibuster to get Supreme Court justices through faster. If they follow the same model they just did last year for Coney Bryant, then they should be able to get it done in 30 days. And I think that's what the goal is. If
So
they can't do it, there's
is
bigger
that
issues.
but is that carve out permanent or do they have to
It's
reapprove
permanent.
it? It's permanent.
Nah, it's
So
permanent.
that's the way it is. Okay.
So yeah, they shouldn't have a hurdle here.
Okay.
As long as it's as long as it's a party line vote, they should be fine.
Hmm.
I think one good point I heard today is in nominating a black woman for the Supreme Court, it gives the opportunity for parties to tell their differences between each other. So I'm curious to see, you know, how tough a process it will be for whoever these great women are who get nominated. I'm curious to see how much pushback they get, what kind of questioning they receive. I'm real curious on, do they really test them to get them through this nomination? Some of these folks who are on the short list have already been through Senate votes, and they've been even get received votes from Republicans. So I'm curious to see, one, who they pick. Two, do they get any support from across the aisle? And three, how are they tested when they go through this process? How fair and balanced will it be? So I'm curious to see. Because
And this
if it goes the wrong way, I think the Democrats can definitely get some strategy out of this to show you the differences between the two parties,
this
especially
is
with midterms coming up.
this is for a seat on the
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
Yeah. Supreme Court. So it's a lifetime position.
Wow.
I mean, it's important. The Okay, so if that party line vote thing is the thing, then then nothing really matters. I mean, the Republicans are going to do what they always do, ask ridiculous questions about minor details in either letters or cases that they have uh,
Home through and found
authored,
something crazy.
combed through something.
Yep.
And in the past, especially like when one of the assistant attorney generals, the sister got her nomination, they asked her crazy things that made no sense, and she answered
Of course you did.
surprisingly intelligent rebuttals based off of the stupid questions that she was given, and they just
Mm-hmm.
ignored it. So I just wonder what they're going to dig up. That's all. But
Yeah, and that's why I say, how cordial do they make it, or how nasty do they make it? I'm just curious to see how far the other party will go to look bad, basically, to make themselves look bad. I'm just curious,
I always
and
wonder what
that's going to be the most interesting thing about it. When they do the confirmation here, that's one of the most watched things on TV.
yeah.
When they do these confirmations, it's brilliant TV. It's reality TV at best.
But I always wonder what the interplay is between the judges. Like, I wonder, like, Sotomayor or, how do they talk to somebody like Justice Thomas, who, by the way, was the only one to vote to dissent on that last case.
Was he the one vote who
Yeah,
dissented?
he was the one who dissented. And
What was it? Remind people what this ruling was
so
on.
of course the Trump was
On the paper.
attempting to keep 700 or so pages from going to Congress from the National Archive.
Yep.
He was claiming executive privilege. I mean, everyone on the court was like, dude, whatever, this is not executive privilege. And of course, Thomas was the only one. And I don't understand why he doesn't recuse himself from any of these cases. His wife is a paid consultant for uh for a number of not companies, but a number of groups that are for Donald Trump,
Like
blatantly
political PAC.
for stop the steal. She
Oh, okay.
advises these people. She was a contributor to that thing. She organized for that thing. I don't understand. I don't understand how he can be allowed to be a judge on any of it.
And he was the one vote for, because it was an 8-1 vote, and I didn't know who the one was, so I didn't get a chance to find out. So, I did see some articles. It's funny you bring that up. I saw some articles yesterday about his wife and about the far right stuff she's been supporting. I need to dig into that a little bit more so I can talk more to it. So you just alerted me to like 3 things I was not aware of.
No, dude,
She alerted me because I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
her affiliations are ridiculous, and they're paying her. She's getting substantial sums of money from these people,
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and he's benefiting from that.
Yeah, he needs to recuse himself for any future issues related to that, especially to that term in the White House. That's crazy. All right, so yeah, let's look forward to it. It's going to be big news for the next 30, 45 days. So we'll do some updates here when it comes around, once the nomination process gets going. And like I said, confirmation hearings are going to be interesting. Hey, let's jump into it, man. Sports is sports. It's always sports. We went through last 2 good weeks of playoff football. Last week was phenomenal. We got the playoffs coming up this week. This is for the marbles to see who goes to the Super Bowl. I say this: I'm glad I did not put down my New England Tampa Bay bet for the Super Bowl. I'm glad I didn't put that down.
Me and you both. I think I was only praying with you.
Yeah, I was like on that. Like 3 weeks ago, I was like, that's the move. It was like a 500 to 1, right?
700 for every 100 you put down was $700.
Yeah, it was a good bet. So I was like, it's a good money making bet. But I'm glad I did not go down on that bet. All right, so what do we got coming up this week? We got Kansas City and Cincinnati for the AFC Championship, and we got the Rams facing off against the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams are at home. Doesn't really matter. They're in Cali. And then you got the Chiefs at Arrowhead. What game y'all want to take first?
The Rams game. Let's do the Rams game first.
All right, who do we got in the Rams game?
So, everything, I'll say this: everything, if you watch football, is telling you to pick the Rams, right? They have a better quarterback. They have more talent around the quarterback. Defense, I wouldn't say better, but it's equal. But something in me is saying San Fran is going to win this game. It's not even. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why, but something about me says Debo Samuel and that front five or front four of San Fran is going to find a way to win this game.
Mm.
And I picked San Fran the first week, and last week on the podcast I said they had a chance to beat Green Bay. They beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
When you only rush 4, I don't care who your quarterback is. When you only rush 4, you can drop everybody back in coverage, and that 4 can hit that other quarterback every time. You got a chance to win.
I agree.
So with that being said, I'm going San Fran with a 14-10 game.
Wow. Will Jimmy G even throw the ball?
Not over 20 times.
I'd say not over 10. That's their success. The way they win is when he throws under 10 times.
He's going to throw about 17 to 18, but he probably won't throw his 10th pass till the second half.
Wow. What are you thinking, Ben?
I don't really know. I don't really care, really. Debo to me is a wild card, so yeah, I think I'm going for San Francisco because wait, Stafford plays for the Rams, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't believe.
You don't believe in Stafford?
Nah.
All right, I'm gonna go against y'all, and I'm gonna go with the Rams just on talent and on Stafford trying to get to his first Super Bowl. Also, I think this is an important game for Sean McVay. He's lost to them 6 straight times, I think.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because Kyle Shanahan outcoaches him every time.
I understand. That's my point. Shanahan has outcoached him like in 6 straight games, and at some point, a bad clock is wrong twice a day, right? So he got to win at least one of these. It's like Georgia beating Alabama a couple weeks back. Georgia lost to Alabama 11 straight times. All right, you got to win one of these games. So I'm gonna take them just on that. You got to beat them at some point. And also, I think Stafford, why you brought him there to get you to the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think he'll make the play to get them over the hump.
I think the kicker is going to be this. The Rams can win the game, sure. But if they, like they did last week against Tampa Bay, take their foot off the gas, stop throwing the ball, stop trusting Stafford. There's a reason they don't trust Stafford in these clutch moments. There's a reason.
Well,
why?
I think it's coaching.
Why? We don't know.
I think it's coaching, though. I think it's just the way McVay coaches. He did that when he had Jared Goff. He would just pull back in a game.
But I don't think it's coaching because we knew Jared Goff was inaccurate. We knew that.
Yeah.
Right. Stafford is a clearly better quarterback, and you got there because of Stafford. Trust him in play.
I hope he does. Like I said, I think it's coaching decisions, and I think McVay will realize. I think his error is just that he takes his foot off the gas. That he's not aggressive the whole game. If they stay aggressive the whole game, they'll win.
That front four of San Francisco, tough.
It's tough. It's a beast. But you know what? I heard they're a little Nick.
He'll play.
Is it Joey Bosa or is it Nick Bosa?
Nick Bosa.
Okay.
Nick Bosa.
I know it's 2 brothers.
Joey's with the Chargers.
Yeah. So let's go with I'm gonna go with the Rams. All right. Chiefs against the upstart Bengals. And the Bengals keep saying, "Oh, we're not an underdog. We're not whatever, we're here to make some noise, Joe Burrow and all, yada yada." I'm a Joe Burrow fan. I think he's a beast. I don't think they're ready. I don't think it's their time. I'm going with the Chiefs.
You know who I'm going with. Showtime Mahomes. I ain't fooling. Joe Burrow ain't beat Mahomes. And he already beat him.
I'm not betting against Mahomes, man.
He ain't beat Mahomes again.
Nah. And they beat him once this year, right?
Yeah, but he ain't doing it again.
The Chiefs have a way of learning from their mistakes. I don't see them losing to the Bengals twice in the season.
What's the Chiefs' defensive line like?
2 guys.
Ooh.
One really good guy.
The Bengals' offensive line stinks.
That's what I'm saying.
It does.
He got sacked 9 times, right?
Yeah, they sacked him 9 times. Tennessee sacked him 9 times last week. Yeah.
Tannehill lost that game.
We talk. We this goes back to the conversation. If you ain't got a quarterback, your chances are dwindling, especially in the playoffs. That loss was pretty much on Tannehill for the Titans.
All on Tannehill. And
Yeah.
if I'm Tennessee, I'm calling Aaron Rodgers.
Oh wow, him in Tennessee.
I'm calling Aaron Rodgers.
Wow, that's a move.
You know, this keeps popping up, and I don't want to go to it. Why is Vic Fangio interviewing for the Jaguars job?
Who is that? Who is that?
Vic Fangio was the fired coach of the Denver Broncos. Now, from what I've been seeing, Brian Leftwich should be finishing up a deal with the Jaguars, not them interviewing a guy who just got fired. I just keep seeing that pop up on my screen, and I'm like, what in the world is going on that you want to bring in Vic Fangio?
You think Leftwich got the Jaguars locked down like that?
He should, but he's not going to get it.
He you know what? And I'm starting to think he's not.
Because they also interviewed the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, and he stinks, and they love him. I'm like, why?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it brings up the point. We might as well talk about it. Quarterback openings. I mean, NFL coaching jobs. There are 8 openings in NFL currently. I think 2 of them got filled today. I don't know if that includes the Saints with Sean Payton stepping down the other day. And, of course, everyone's thinking, oh, maybe he'll go to Dallas. I don't think he is. I think he want to go do TV or something for a couple of years. But, there's all these coaching, these openings, and they're going to fill up quickly as the Super Bowl comes to a head. And the question is, how many of them will be filled with black NFL coaches?
0.
Let's put a number on it. What do we think? How many?
I say 0.
Out of 8.
0.
Out of 8?
8 openings.
1.
Wow. Oh, why such a poor number, guys? Why such a poor number?
Leftwich. Okay. I'm not saying I agree with this narrative about Leftwich, but this is what they're going to say. The last time you had another quarterback besides Tom Brady, you had a losing record and your quarterback threw 35 interceptions. Period. That's what they're going to say. Is it right? No, it's not right. But that's what they're going to say. That guy in Kansas City, we know that when it comes to black coaches in the NFL, they move the goalposts. There's a lot of white coaches in this league that does not call plays, has never called plays, and still gets hired. This guy, they will hold. What's the guy in Kansas City's name? I don't know his name.
Enemy. They call him the Enemy.
Oh,
that's his nickname, the Enemy.
They will hold that against him because he doesn't call plays. They will say you are a product of Andy Reid. This is Andy Reid. This has nothing to do with you.
Andy Reid has even came out and said that he does call plays. Eric the Enemy, by the way.
But when we look at the sideline, we know he doesn't. That's just Andy Reid cousin calling out, helping out his boy. I get it. Because when we look at the sidelines, when it's crunch time, it's Andy Reid looking down at the play sheet.
It's both of them looking at it, but yeah. But you know what, though? This is today. All right. Denver hired the quarterback offensive coordinator from Green Bay today.
Right.
He's in the same position. You know who calls plays for Green Bay? LaFleur, the head coach.
Exactly.
So they're saying because he's in the room and he helps decide the offensive scheme, that gives him enough experience.
Look, Doug Peterson never called a play until he got to Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly. So
like I said, when it comes to black coaches, we are aware they move the goalposts.
Yeah, that's not an excuse that you don't call plays, so you can't be a coach. That's not a valid reason.
I think I had this conversation with you. This is my opinion. The successful quarterbacks in this league are what? They're not black. They're not okay. We know. No. Okay, the ones that win the Super Bowls, Tom Brady, you got Patrick Mahomes. if you can't have a good relationship with your quarterback, you're not going to win, right?
His relationship is what you're saying.
Correct. You know, that hard nosed do what I say, that ain't gonna work. You got to be friendly with your quarterback. And can Leftwich do that? Last time we see him with somebody else, like I said, he threw 35 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes, we know. I don't care who your coach is. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a beast. It's my opinion. So they're going to have a hard time getting jobs.
Well, what about, is Marvin Lewis being interviewed for any of these jobs?
Marvin Lewis will never get another job in the NFL.
Yeah, I think he's in college now, right? Assistant.
Why would he not get another job?
He will never. Well, he let Ocho Cinco do so much.
He let him get away with a lot.
He let him get away with so much.
But you know what though?
And then hold on, and then not win with Carson Palmer, TJ Hughes-Zada, whatever. They had a good team and they didn't win anything. They never won a playoff game. He's never going to get another job in the NFL.
But he kept them from being horrible for 10 years. They were in the playoffs.
And if he was in anywhere but Cincinnati, he would have been fired after year 4.
Yeah, he got a pretty long string in Cincinnati. All right, what about Jim Caldwell?
If you do that in Philadelphia, you're fired.
Yeah. I'm just going to find it real hard to believe that out of 8 spots that a black coach is only going to land 1, maybe 2 of these spots. I mean, and these aren't teams who are good. So I'm like, what are we losing here?
That Flores guy might get picked up.
Who?
The Flores guy, the guy that just lost.
Brian Flores?
Miami? Yeah.
Well, see, I don't really get that. I'm like, okay, you got a shot. Then I'm like, for me, for him, go away for a couple years and come back. But I mean, like, you had your run. But like for the guys who are really good old school coaches, like Jim Caldwell to me, should have another shot at a head coaching job if he wants it. The young cat, Leftwich to me, should get a job. I don't see any reason why he should.
That dude in Miami, didn't he win like 7 of his last 10 games or something?
Yeah, he did that. Right? Yeah. He had a 500 record.
They fired him because his relationship with his quarterback sucked.
Well, they picked
he didn't like him.
Quarterback too.
Yeah, he didn't like him.
He didn't like him.
He didn't like him because he's a bad quarterback.
Boom. Somebody got to go.
Well, they picked the wrong side because they picked a horrible quarterback over a good coach.
They're
going to lose, basically. They're in a bad spot. But to me, yeah, Eric Bieniemy, Leftwich, there's a couple more guys out there that probably should get shots this year. I just hope they get their shot. I mean, it's just crazy to me that they don't. You know, if they're going to fill up these other 8 spots and it's only 1 or 2 filled, that's going to be crazy.
But I'll say this about the black coaches, and I said this earlier on our second podcast. Black coaches, don't take no crappy job. I don't care if you want to be a head coach. Do not go to Jacksonville, okay? Do not go to the New York Jets or the New York Giants. You wait for an ideal job. You stay doing what you're doing. Don't go to these crappy teams, because if you lose at these crappy teams, what you're going to do, you'll never get another job.
Well, so if that's the case, bro, then what's the condition for getting one of these jobs? Like, say, Green Bay, or say Pittsburgh, or some other standard bearer in the NFL, right, is looking for a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only time you go?
Yes.
Then you're never going to get a job.
No, so, okay. Look at a team. I'm not a Washington football team fan, right? I hate Washington. But if you look at their team, they have young defensive linemen. They have a lot of first-round picks that should perform, okay? They have a wide receiver that's been over 1,000 yards the last 3 years. They have Antonio Gibson, right? They're basically a quarterback and a couple of pieces in the secondary away from being competitive, right?
Yeah, they are.
Then when you go into this, say if Ron Rivera's not there, if you go into that interview and they're still talking about, well, Tyler Heineke is the key and he can win, you walk out the damn interview because you're never going to fucking win.
Well, I'm hoping they're saying that when they're in their interviews.
They're not. They're just saying, "Oh, I get a job. I'm taking it. I'm here." Don't take a job with Daniel Jones, where Daniel Jones is your franchise quarterback, and the owner's like, Daniel Jones can win you a Super Bowl. You dummy, no, he can't.
Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they are saying that, and that's why they're not getting hired.
That's fine. Then keep calling assistants and winning, calling plays, or do whatever you're doing, winning Super Bowls. That's fine.
Nobody's invested that much in Heineke for that to be a thing. But I understand.
Yeah,
do we know that? He's been a starter. He was a starter all year. Do we know that?
Yeah, he was a starter because everybody got hurt.
That wasn't serious. That's just an example, right?
That's just an example. That's just an example. Prime example. Jalen Hurts. He can't throw.
I wouldn't coach him.
There's no way that I'm taking that Eagle job if my owner is saying Jalen Hurts has to be your quarterback. No chance in hell.
Well, it's setting you up to lose, setting you up to fail.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Stay where you at until it's an ideal job that you think you have a chance to win something. Because you're never going to get another job. You don't have the same chances as white coaches.
I'm not going to agree with you on that because I think you got to take the opportunities where you get them. It's like, I mean, the NBA, you can't compare the two, but who would have said the JB Bickerstaff, hey, don't take that Cleveland job. They're horrible.
That's apples and oranges.
That's what I'm saying, though. You never know what you're going to get. Dude, I mean, look at him. Now he has a number 3 team in the East, and they're going to be in the playoffs.
There's no way on God green earth that I'm taking a New York Jet job. I don't give a damn how much you pay me.
Dude, that's such a conundrum, man. Like you waste your whole career probably
waiting for an opportunity.
But you don't have. Let's stop acting like they have the same opportunities as white coaches. They don't. They cannot go to the Jets and fail and then get another coach.
Hence why they got to take the jobs they're offered. Right. And then hopefully out of one of these 10 jobs, the one guy shows you it can be done.
Look at Hugh Jackson.
He had a long career.
Hugh Jackson went to Cleveland, right? Went to Cleveland.
In Cleveland, no, he didn't.
Yeah, went to Cleveland.
Bad job.
Now nobody's talking about Hugh Jackson as being a coach. He's not even a defensive coordinator.
All right, well, that goes the same for the guy who followed him, Freddie Kitchens. Nobody's talking about Freddie Kitchens either.
But I guarantee you will see Freddie Kitchens in the NFL before Marvin Lewis.
Freddie Kitchens is back in college coaching somewhere. That's what I'm saying. So
you know where Hugh Jackson is at? A HBCU with bad air conditioning in the locker room.
Well, hey, I get it. But, I just don't think that's a winning formula. Until, the playing field gets more balanced out, till there's more GMs of color, then I think you got to take the jobs you're given, and then hopefully these cats can make the best of it.
Quick question.
Maybe Jackson State.
When the last time you see Romeo Cromwell get a job?
He's still an assistant.
Thank you.
Romeo should have been a head coach for the last 20 years.
He was a head coach. They sucked. He never got another interview.
Yeah.
Maybe
he coached the Texans for what, 3 seasons?
Maybe what Prime
and actually came back. What do you say, Ben?
Maybe what Prime is doing is laying the groundwork for more coaches. Because the more talent that's funneled through HBCUs, coached by Black coaches, the assistants, the coordinators, these people tend to follow. Sometimes these people tend to follow players to, like, number one players get job, like they drag a coach with them sometimes to a pro camp.
Possible. It's not a bad thought, but this is the problem though, and this is what
Jim Cole did go to the Super Bowl.
He did.
Did he?
Where's he coaching right now? Yeah, he went to the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning.
This is the problem.
Where's he coaching right now?
This is the problem, y'all. Listen to me. Listen to me. I get Ben's point. So I think the next step in the evolution is coaching trees. There is no Black head coaching tree in the NFL, and there had never been one.
You want to know why?
Because they have to hire these other assistants. They don't hire black assistants.
Mike Tomlin. Okay, Mike Tomlin, Tony Dungy, right?
Yeah.
They're the only black coaches I remember winning Super Bowl. You got any more?
No, as a head coach, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
That's it, right?
Yeah, there's no coaching tree.
And who was their quarterback? Tony Dungy had who?
Peyton Manning.
And Mike Tomlin had who?
Roethlisberger.
Wait till your time come till you can win.
What about when he was coaching Tampa?
And
Tampa got him the Indy job.
And look what Tampa did. They kicked him out. They did him wrong, kicked him out, and let somebody else win with his players.
They did.
After he built that franchise up, that franchise sucked.
They did. But he still got to go and win an Indy.
Thank God.
Yeah. So taking that crappy job and doing a good job got him an opportunity to keep coaching.
That's one in.
It's a rarity, though. I agree with you.
Very rarity.
It's a rarity. I mean, I could have swore we had more black coaches back in the day. Like, you remember Dennis Green?
Yeah, my Minnesota Vikings. Yes.
Yeah.
He had one of the best teams ever and should have won a Super Bowl.
Ray Rose
Cunningham team. But he coached like 10. He coached in Minnesota. He coached in Arizona. So he had 2 good stints of coaching. But I guess though, at that time he was still. Well, I guess Tony Dungy was in the league coaching at that time still. Dennis Green was around. I'm missing at least one coach, one more. They probably had 2 or 3 black coaches going on, so maybe it wasn't more than that. Maybe 2 or 3 at a time.
Wait, Herm Edwards was coached the Raiders?
Herm Edwards coached the Jets for a little bit.
Herm was on the Dungy teams. I think the Dungy staff.
From the Dungy tree, yeah.
But that's an important thing.
Coach who had a tree.
But isn't Tomlin from the Dungy tree?
Yeah.
Is he?
Thomas from the Dungy tree. He was the defensive back coach.
Yeah.
Huh. If I'm not mistaken.
That's it then. I think I think Benji has a very good point. I think it's coaching. I think it's developing a tree so we can start getting some more coaching.
But that tree only works if you win.
Somebody got to win.
The tree only works if you win. And if you taking a crappy job, look, I'm not saying you got to take a dream job, but analyze the team and be like, nah, I ain't playing with y'all. Y'all career losers. Y'all ain't never gonna win.
Dude, that's the way you made it. You just said it's got to be a dream job. If you,
and I just took it back. It ain't got to be a dream job, but
an okay job.
You got to be a competent team. Like,
I think a competent organization is more important than a team at this point. Because, like, look at the Giants, look at the Jets, the perennial losers. We know who they are. No, I don't want to go coach the Jets. No, I don't. Because their organization's bad. You're going to lose. I don't care who you are. You're going to lose. Okay? I don't care if you're Barry Switzer or you're Jimmy Johnson. You're not going to win on the Jets. You're just not going to do it. All right? So, granted, I might give you organizational wise. Like, go to a good organization.
So, look, I'm not going to Washington.
No, I wouldn't either.
But doesn't it depend on what their draft situation is like? Because before Tony Dungy got to Tampa Bay, they were perennial losers.
They were horrible. I agree. That's what I'm saying. You got to take a job.
That's what I'm saying. You got to take a job. If you have the, but like Tyrone says, be smart about the conditions under which you're coaching, right? So you have to be able to look, it's important that I have, 80% say so on who's on the field.
Right.
It's important that we're going to run 75% of the time or something, whatever the theory is.
You need some promises, basically.
Yeah, you need
prime example. Like, to your point, Benji, Doug Peterson, when he got that job, he took the job. I think they had like OTAs and then they like first week of training camp. Sam Bradford was the starter. Carson Wentz was the backup. And Doug Peterson basically went into this GM office and was like, I can't have Sam Bradford as my quarterback. Trade him. Get him out of here. I will go with the young guy. And they traded him. Like, if I can't even pick my quarterback, I ain't coaching you.
No. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
all right, y'all. Good point. And yeah, we ain't gonna solve this one, but I just hope something good comes out of this offseason for coaching, man. We'll see what happens. Hey, let's jump NBA real quick. I mean, who's hot, who's not? Let's just do that. And any thoughts on the league right now as we get closer to the All-Star break?
Embiid for MVP.
Hey, yeah, I mean, power ranking, I got Embiid 1 right now. He's killing it, man. If he can't win MVP this year, he ain't never gonna win it. I mean, he's balling out. I mean, and this my top 3 right now: MVP, Embiid, Joker, LeBron, John Morant.
LeBron.
I got LeBron up there.
MVP race, man.
He putting up them numbers, man. I don't care what anybody say.
Why not make the playoffs?
He has better numbers probably this year than he's had in probably his previous MVP campaigns. I cannot put him in there.
It might not make the playoffs.
They'll make playing game.
I know his shooting percentage is lower than it's ever been.
Is it?
Yeah.
We can say the same about Steph Curry's too right now.
Told you, ever since that open marriage, he ain't been right.
Hey, you know what? I didn't realize they have a new show coming out. Yeah, that's a alleged story. You know, they got a new show coming out.
I bet you they do got a new show
coming out. The Night After.
The night after what?
It's called The Night After. Basically, it's a couple's question and answer show. So it's like called The Night After. It's like nighttime show. They're like in a nice spot, like in basically a living room, and they're drinking, and it's basically like red table talk for couples.
Oh, is it like a couple goes on a first date or something, and then they talk about the day afterwards?
It's literally like married couples, and they bring them in and they ask them questions. It's star couples.
That's dangerous.
And they like interview them, like, hey, you know, what do you like? What don't you like? Why are you married? Blah blah blah.
Oh, that's
and they're and having questions.
Somebody be divorced after that show.
Yeah, so that's coming out on like Showtime, I think, or something.
Hey, but y'all see Miami is number 1 in the East right now.
Man, the Wizards are down to 10th.
They lost a 36.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. The 35 points.
Yeah, what the world? Bradley Beal, come to Philly.
Did y'all watch the game? Did y'all see the game?
No. I did not. I seen the highlights. I did not.
Okay. I didn't watch the first half, so I didn't know they were up 35. So I was, clicking through. I was watching the Lakers beat up on the Nets with no Durant and no Kyrie. And I said, let me flip it. And so I flipped over, and I'm like, oh, okay, the Wizards are up by 8 or whatever with 5 minutes to go. Not realizing they were up by 35. And then, the broadcast kept going, and, the announcers are like, whoa, the Wizards were up 35. Now it's down to 5. And as soon as they hit the 3-minute mark, I was like, the Wizards going to lose this game. I just knew it. I was like, they're going to find a way to lose this game.
Is it time for a trust the process moment for the Wizards?
It's time to get rid of Bradley Beal.
I'm talking about get rid of everybody.
No, not everybody.
Nah, not everybody.
I think
you keep Hachimura. You keep Kuzma.
No. If you are over 24,
get rid of them.
Trade them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I ain't mad at that. 25 and under, get rid of them.
Yeah, trade them.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of them.
Yeah, 25 and older.
Because you're paying a lot of money. You're paying max dollars to guys, not max dollars, but a lot of money to guys that will never win you a championship.
Good money. And, for as bad as the Wizards always are, they're always real close to the cap. They don't always have a lot of cap.
They got bad contracts. They got bad contracts.
Yeah, it's not like they got, Bertans, number 1.
Oh, my God.
But you can't get rid of him. Nobody wants that contract. All right. But let me keep Hachimura. Let me keep Kuzma. Let me keep Danny Avdia. And you know what? I need a point guard, so I'll keep what's his name?
Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie. Everybody else can go.
But I guarantee, because this owner likes to sell tickets, I guarantee he's going to try to give Bradley Beal that $200 million.
Oh, he wants to give it to him so bad. He does. But what he doesn't realize is that your ticket sales aren't through the roof anyway, right? It's not like people.
No.
It's not like they sell out for games. People would rather go to a Wizards game if they just played hard. They really would. I mean, it's not the stars that are driving DC basketball. It's not a thing anyway. You know, DC fans. You know, it's DC basketball.
That ownership group, basketball is a secondary thing.
Agree.
For them, all they care about is hockey.
Hockey's number one.
And
monumental sports.
And they don't really care what the Wizards are doing. I mean, they're gonna, they don't. I don't think they care. They're not paying attention. That's why these numbers are bad, because there's no way they should be tipping the scale on the cap every year with such bad results.
Hey, this is I know that we were talking about NFL coaches, but this is a prime example of a coach going into a situation where he has zero control.
Yeah, he doesn't. We know he don't.
Like, I'm not taking the Washington Wizards job. No. I'm never taking that job.
But they started out pretty well, right? And I think the COVID things and people being out and stuff, that's affected everybody, and it's going to affect marginal teams more than it is going to affect really good teams, right? Because they don't have the depth.
Right.
But there's got to be some moves made here. I mean, like Atlanta, man, they had a pretty good squad. They said, "Look, this sucks," and they
about to sell the whole squad.
They said, "Look here, you can all go." They start trading people, and they're playing a little better.
They got some more trading to do, I think, actually. But yeah, I agree, man. Wizards, you know what? This is what the Wizards are, and they'll never do it because of ownership. They will never do a total rebuild. They'll never go down to the bottom basement so they can get a number one pick. They just won't do it because
tank it like the Spurs,
because they make money regardless, right? The team makes money, and that's all it's really they're worried about. Is some teams in the league, they worry about, hey, are we making money? And I get it. You're a billionaire. You own a team. You don't want it to lose money. So you can play that game of we'll just be, 10 seed good every year, and then we can still turn a profit on ticket sales and, and luxury boxes and all that stuff. But you're never going to win, a championship that way. You're just not. And there's just teams that do that. And unfortunately, the Wizards seem to be one of those teams. Lakers, Sixers tonight. Who you got?
Well, I got Philly, man.
I'm looking for Embiid to stomp a hole in the Lakers.
I don't think LeBron's playing. I think LeBron's sitting out.
He said knee soreness.
Oh,
yeah.
He might take the night off.
But you know what's really pissing me off? I don't know if it's pissing me off or I'm just stubborn. I don't know what. James Harden. We got to talk about it. Talking about he wants to play in Philly.
Well, that's good news for you, Philly fan.
I don't know if it is.
What other choice you got? Look, is regardless of how well Embiid is playing, y'all still need something else.
Okay, I agree. But
that wouldn't be till after next season, right? It wouldn't be this season.
Right, it'll be a next season thing. Yeah. Is Harden going to accept that Embiid's the best player?
He has.
Yeah, he would.
He don't have to do shit.
But I think Embiid is grown enough that he tells people, I'm the number one player. And I think he's done that.
Dude, you see Harden right now. Harden is pleading for somebody to be the best player. Harden wants to come. Harden wants to bring the ball down the field, bring the ball down the court. He wants 10 assists, and he wants maybe 20 points a game. He doesn't want to work as hard as he's working right now. He scored. He had a 33-point triple-double, and he took the next night off. He don't want. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
He's back to what he originally was when OKC drafted. Do y'all remember what he was when he first got in the league?
He was a natural point guard.
He was a shoot second dude.
Yeah. He was like, I'm setting everybody
He
up.
wanted to pass the ball.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be the number one guy.
I think it's more because he knows he's limited. Now, maybe after if they get out of the playoffs early and they rest and he actually does some rehab this summer, maybe he could help you. Maybe he could help your Eagles.
But yeah. I take him. If he want to come, if he wants to come be a free agency and I don't have to give up pieces for him, I'd take him.
Well, they already said he's opted out. He wants to test free agency.
Yeah. So they just got to pay him. And, Philly's cap numbers are pretty friendly. They can move some stuff and afford them. So I'm not mad at it.
Gotta move. But to that point, if we have James Harden and we have Embiid, you trade Simmons and Tobias to me.
Yeah, you get rid of both of them. Definitely.
Get rid of both of them.
Because you got to get rid of that Harris contract.
And I need some defensive and 3-point shooting. I need some PJ Tuckers. I need a Grayson Allen. I need some tough guys that's going to play defense and shoot the ball.
Is Milwaukee going to regret giving up PJ Tucker?
Yes.
No.
I think they already regret it right now.
PJ, man, he's shooting 46% from free.
PJ is he's a professional. You know what he's going to. He knows his job. I don't like him, but he knows his job.
Yeah, he knows his job. He's a 6'4" center.
He's not.
He is. He's a 6'4" power forward. Then whatever. He's a 6'4" power forward, and I'm not mad at him. I'm glad that there's still room in the league for a 6'4" power forward. I'm happy for that. I'm like, that gives people hope.
That makes me so mad.
Hey, I'm happy for him, man. He does his thing. He fits in. He plays his role. Plays D, knocks down threes. I'm not mad at it. All right, y'all. What else we got?
Charlemagne the God.
Oh, let's end on that.
Wait. My sons are 38-9. That's all I'm gonna say.
38-9 doesn't win your championship. Call it.
Best team in the NBA.
Do you win the ring this year?
Yeah, I said we win the ring this year.
Beat Milwaukee. You're gonna beat Milwaukee.
We are going to the finals.
That's all you gonna say. They getting back there.
Saying. Suns are going to the finals.
You know what? This summer I thought it would have been crazy to think, the Suns they'll make it back to the NBA Finals,
right?
And now it's not so crazy anymore. They're actually a really good basketball team, and that McGee pickup was big.
It was huge.
Yeah,
that was big. I mean, I'm sure the Lakers wish they had him.
I think they got one more trade in them. I think they got one more. Yeah.
Who are they going to give up? Oh, I already know who they'll give up. The guy they always trade. What's his name? Number 14.
Bismack Bianco?
No, the shooting guard.
Miles Bridges?
No, he's the light-skinned guy. Number 14. He played for Philly. Shooting guard.
I don't know.
Every team trades him. I don't even know his name. I don't need.
How many more times is
But they trade. Every team trades him. What do the Suns need? What do you mean they need for one more move, though?
They need another isolation guy off the bench.
So another wing guy.
Yeah, it don't have to be a wing. Just somebody that can say, "Get the hell out of my face," so I can get a shot.
Somebody who can score in the run.
Somebody other than Chris Paul with experience.
No.
Okay.
Because as much as I love Devin Booker, we can talk about it. Devin Booker choked in the playoffs, in the finals.
He had a rough champ.
He had a rough finals.
He did. He was cold.
Yes.
It was like a Kobe moment. He went through a Kobe thing.
They need who's their Jordan Clarkson? Who's their come off the bench, I can get buckets right away? Who's that guy for them?
The dude with the big hair.
It ain't Cameron Payne.
Nah, Cameron Payne's. Nah.
That ain't him.
All right. Oh, you talking about Johnson, the shooter.
Oh, that ain't it.
But see, he's a spot up shooter. He's not an off the dribble guy.
They better go get ISO Joe for 7 games or something.
Yeah, basically you're saying they need a guy who can put the rock on the floor, and get you a shot if you need it.
Yeah.
You need a veteran for that. So hey, Jamal Crawford still out there.
Yeah, he's still killing people at the YMCA.
No,
I'm just saying Jamal Crawford's still available.
The type of the way they play basketball, the openness, the movement, the spacing. I don't want too many get out my way guys because they don't play in the system right. To me, you look at Doncic for the Mavericks, he kills them because he's always pounding the ball. Sure, he's a great player. He can make a play. But when he's not in the game, these guys, they have to move the ball. Brunson actually does a better job running the team than he does, to me.
He does.
I don't like that everybody watch me while I do something type of basketball. And I don't think
So
you
you don't
add
like
more. Huh?
So you don't like playoff basketball then?
That's not how the Suns play in playoff basketball.
And they lost. And they lost. You're right.
They lost to a team that doesn't play like that.
Hold on. So
Milwaukee doesn't play like that.
Giannis,
Milwaukee moves.
Giannis wasn't just a straight dog on y'all. What are you talking about right now?
But they moved the ball, and yes, he. But it's not.
Hold on. What?
He's not dancing. He's driving the basketball.
You're right. He's just dunking on you. You're right. He ain't dancing.
He's not dancing with the ball.
But he's not standing out here watch me do whatever.
But it's one-on-one.
Okay.
It's one-on-one.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not what you're talking about. Because there's nobody else like that.
You said what?
That's not what you're talking about because there's nobody else like that.
LeBron's not like that?
They're not getting LeBron. Who else? And LeBron doesn't even play like that.
Okay. In the playoffs, it's one-on-one. We know that. I mean, it's one-on-one in the playoffs. You need a guy.
The one-on-one, the playoffs is about matchup.
It's one-on-one.
And I'm it comes down to
I'm going to sit out here and dribble for 15 minutes and shoot a jump shot.
Not once did I say dribble for 15 minutes. I said get you a bucket. That's what I said.
Yeah, you just want somebody who can get you a bucket. I get it. And, and I feel you on that. I mean, the Phoenix Suns are a move the ball team, but you do need that guy who can get you a bucket when the game slows down a little bit. We know that in the playoffs.
Everybody does, but I think they have 2, and that's enough. Any more than that, I think must
So Booker and Paul.
Booker and Paul
is 2.
Yep. They gotta be. If they're not good enough.
Yeah, you might need one more.
I mean, that's fine.
Need one more. They're not good enough.
I just don't.
They got one more. They got one more shooter than your Sixers do.
That's fine. And how many championships has the Phoenix Suns won? 0.
Go get one of those guys off the Spurs. They don't need all of them.
Somebody's going to cherry pick the Spurs here in a little bit.
Someone, yeah, you can get some good players off the Spurs who would make nice pieces on other teams. I mean, so Dejounte Murray, man, but I don't think they're ever going to give him up. I mean, and Johnson, they're not going to give him up, but he's a spot shooter. He's not a go get you a bucket, dude.
I wonder why.
Pop will have to retire for you to trade them guys.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. They won't leave till he's gone. What are you going to say, Ben?
Never mind. I can't think of the name.
All right. Hey, with that, let's wrap it. Hey, we'll save the Charlemagne for the next one, man. Let's do that. I'd like to include that in the political conversation because we need more than 5 minutes to cover that. So let's include that then.
We know you. We know you hate him. We know you hate him.
Yeah. That's a given.
Oh man, come on, let's do it. Oh,
not a fan. Is your show still even on?
What do you mean? It's the Breakfast Club.
No, it's TV show. Or did they cut that already?
Oh, it's still on.
It's still on?
Show.
Yeah.
You got a show on Comedy Central?
Yeah, it's a good show.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't know the name of it.
I don't know the name of it.
I only watched one episode when he interviewed Kamala Harris. So.
That was on the Breakfast Club, though, wasn't it? That
No.
wasn't on the actual
No.
show.
That was on his show.
Oh, it was. Okay. All right, enough of that. Hey, with that, we'll catch up on that next time. Thanks for joining the No Culture for Old Men podcast. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.